Well, hello everyone. I'm trying something new today once again, and we'll just see how this goes. So, today, what I'm going to be doing is recording from Zoom a podcast as I do this live, Facebook Live. So, you're going to hear it a little bit different than I've done in the past. So, you may have to kind of bear with me a little bit here. So, welcome to my Facebook Live, 1 p.m. on Saturdays. And I am Joanne Williams. And I'm doing something different, like I just said. And I'm going to record this to Zoom and then make a podcast from it. 9 ways to get unstuck when you feel hurt or betrayed. So, you're going to hear again, and I'll start actually my intro for the podcast here. So, welcome to Anxiety Simplified Podcast. I'm Joanne Williams, and we're here to share some compelling strategies that I've used in my 30 years as a mental health professional with my clients with success that I hope can help you make your life just a little bit easier, have less anxiety, and more confidence. So just sit back and listen. And I hope you use these in your day, knowing this is never a replacement, though, for your own medical or psychological professional in your life. So, summary of today's podcast: 9 ways to get unstuck if you feel like there is so much to do and never enough time to do it, and the emotional pain that's holding you back from getting those things done. Summary of today's show: ways to change your focus from hurt to happiness. Focus on what you really want next in your life so you can move on. Focus on a lesson learned to not repeat. And how could you be better off from having gone through this experience? So, again, kind of changing your perspective and to use your intention for the long term instead of on the short term. And keeping your focus on what that is until it happens. Don't blame others, take responsibility. So today's question is, why is this feeling stuck worse today than it's ever been before? And I'll tell you what I'm seeing in my counseling practice. There are more clients feeling overwhelmed, stuck, and wondering and what to do. And it's no wonder, because all of the things we're going through this year, we may not have the emotional energy to actually grieve the losses or feel good about any of the changes and that we need to move on from. So we're going to look at what's holding you back on feeling more good feelings and what to do. So one of my clients, I'm going to call her Clara, came to me, told me that she felt that her sister had really hurt her badly over a co-friend situation. And the sisters chose the friend over her. So there was a rift, a strain since then, and this has been 5 years now. And COVID has made her feel like it's time to come back as a family, and she wants her sister back. But she doesn't seem like her sister really seems to care about coming back together. So we talked about ways this sister, again, Clara, my client, might find some relief. And by no means this is going to be a replacement for therapy or any medical attention if you need it. But reach out if you do and take care of yourself. Or if you are feeling like you want to hurt yourself, there's always somebody standing by at 1-800-273-8255 or call 911. There really are caring people out there. So today we're going to go over 9 ways to let go of that feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Number one thing you've got to ask: do you really want to change this situation or ready to repair the relationship? You really got to be ready. Or are you really enjoying blaming and pointing outside of yourself? So this is number one. You got to ask if you really want to change the situation, because you won't if you're not ready. It's always your choice. So notice, number one, what you are focused on with your own thoughts in this situation. Are you continually focused on how this person hurt you, revenge thoughts, hate, or destructive feelings? Or are you focused on solutions to repair it, understand, willing to forgive or let go? Question mark. Only you know this answer. So listen. So my client Clara did decide she wanted to let go of this hurt and betrayal she was feeling towards her sister, but didn't really know if she could affect this herself if her sister wasn't part of it. And sometimes in therapy or in couples counseling, even if just one person comes to the session, they literally can change the dynamic because they let go. And then they can move forward and they feel better about the situation. Or they look at the situation differently and they make themselves feel better about that situation. So they act differently to the other person. And it even seems to change the dynamic in the relationship when just one person feels happier and has let go of that blame or not still bringing it up, even if the other person does not. I hear that a lot. Well, my husband won't come. Doesn't matter. Number two, increase your focus on what it is you actually want out of this situation instead of what you're mad about or making sure you're right. Write down what you do want to happen in this situation. Be realistic. Maybe it's just talking nicely again to your sister. This client, Clara, she just wants to feel better about her sister, not so hurt and be feelings of betrayal. I'm like, okay. Next, number three, I want you to just notice in your body, if you even have a situation, go through this with us today. And you can just feel it in your body. A lot of times people will feel it clench someplace, maybe in their stomach, maybe in your heart, maybe it hurts your heart. Just notice where it is in your body. Just sit with it for a minute and feel it. And just sitting with this feeling of betrayal, not forgiving, anger. It could be all kinds of different feelings. Doesn't matter. Just feel it for a moment where it is until it just, you can feel like it just kind of washes out, washes over you until it's gone. You can get up, shake it off, walk around for a minute, sit back down, and then notice it again. And it's kind of amazing how when we just take a moment to feel something, you can let it go. It doesn't have to be this big, hairy deal. Or write out what you are stuck on with this person. Are you hating the way that that person speaks with you? Or that you cannot notice what you're just stuck on? And write a different ending to that story of how you wish it had ended. That maybe she chose you. Or she said to her friend, this is my sister. I'm standing up for her. It can be anything. This is all imaginary and nobody needs to hear it. Nobody needs to know about it. It's your story. But it really helps just to change the possibility of what could have happened and this never would have been, but just change it to something that feels better. Number 5, is this feeling or situation within your control to change it? If it is within your control, again, and in this situation with Claire, what do you think? Is it under her control or not? Most might say it's not. But consciously choose a new way to look at the situation, maybe from their standpoint, their perspective. Choose a new scenario of why this could have happened. What are you missing? Again, your sister looked at this totally different. What were you missing? Maybe what she said to you before that you've just rejected. Maybe you just need to listen to what that Doesn't have to accept it, but maybe you need to just look at the situation. If this issue does not feel like it is within your control, put it under your control. Take your power back, because this whole time you're just giving your energy and your power away. Understand that you had to play a part in this, even unknowingly, or even if you were too young to understand it. Maybe you could not do it then, but you can take your power back now by looking at it from an adult's perspective. You have more skills. Maybe you didn't have the skills then. Don't blame yourself with this. You did nothing wrong as a child. You don't have the abilities of an adult. So don't blame yourself either. And the opposite of blaming is just take responsibility. As a kid, I didn't know, or I didn't understand that situation. I was so angry. I couldn't, but now I'm taking responsibility. I'm going to look at this differently. I'm not going to blame anymore. That puts it under your control. Or taking responsibility for this happening, and it puts it back under your control to change the outcome or the possibilities. Clara did not feel it was under her control, but as we talked about it, she could put it under her control by deciding to just feel happy no matter what. It's past 5 years ago. She stopped blaming her sister and stopped writing negative things on social media about her to her friends and about that other person. That can stop the progression or continuation of hurt feelings. Number 6, let go. Now, to be freed of the effects of this issue and this person. I know it is simple to say and may not be that simple to do, but when you're ready, you can let go. You will decide to, and the way will become clear of how to resolve it. But as long as you stay in the hate and the hurt and the I'm right and they're wrong, and that's it, you'll never come out of it. But when you decide to let go, you can. Many times the other person does not even know they hurt you. You may have never said that. You don't even know how she feels about it anymore. Have you asked? Other times we don't dare. We don't want to hear the answer. We don't want to get into confrontation. But don't waste any more emotional energy or pain on them. It's time to let go of it. Now, number 7 is a technique I learned, I don't know how many years ago, a long time ago, called the Sedona Method. You can look it up or ask your therapist more about it. I'm going to go through it quickly with you here. But this is a method that was developed by Virginia Lloyd and then shared with actually the Sedona Institute in Sedona, Arizona. But you ask 3 questions. Could I let go of this? Will I let go of this? When am I going to let go of this? So number 1, could I let go? And of course you can. It's your choice to when you're ready. But of course you can. Will I? This is the big ask. Will I let go? And you got to be able to say yes to each one of these to let go. Will I let go of this? And ask yourself why if you're not. And if you can't figure out why you're not willing to let go, there's still a lot of hurt there, then that's when it's therapy time to ask for some help. Because why stay stuck when you can get unstuck? Please reach out. We can refer you to somebody that takes your insurance, or maybe you want a session with me to work it out. If you're in the States, I have license. I'm happy to do that. It doesn't have to take forever. We can go through this together. And then again, the third question, when am I willing to let go of this? Now. So could I, would I, when? You can go through your scenario right now. Could I let go of this? Yes. Will I let go of this? Yes. When? Now. Let it go. You will feel so unburdened. If you don't, you got some more work to do. Okay? And if the feelings return, which they may, because you may not have let go of the whole thing of it, do it again. Could I, would I win? Until it does. Number 8, you can just simply send some good vibes of happiness and joy to that other person. They don't have to know about it. You don't have to tell anybody. Nobody needs to know. But really, this is a blessing of happiness to yourself, for yourself, because you are going to feel better for doing it. No matter what that other person does or doesn't do, you can send them love. This is under your control, and you will feel better for doing it. Number 9, choose to feel good no matter what. Whatever's happened in your life, just feel okay about you. Don't blame yourself. Don't feel guilty about things. That's only just for you to know if you've done something wrong, and if you did, repair it. Say, I'm sorry. Mean it from your heart. But choose to feel happy. Show happiness in your life about your whatever you're doing. That is the best revenge ever, for that person to see you happy. So that is about ways to get unstuck. So please join us each Saturday on Facebook Live, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, if you want to hear more, or go to our Facebook page, ESA Evaluation 16, and listen for more on how to feel more in control of your life. So thank you for listening. Please support our podcast by rating, reviewing, and subscribing to show your support. And remember to use and practice the skill we shared with you today to feel more joy in your life. And go to our website, anxietysimplified.net, for more on how to get a certified emotional support animal or a certified psychiatric service dog today. And remember to share the joy. We appreciate you being here, and we'll be back next week. Bye for now.